Hello guys, my name is Eloi. I'm the engineer of Apollo Scooters. Today we're going to show you how to change the rear air tube and tires on your Apollo Cities. We're going to show you which tool you need to do this repair. You need a screwdriver or electric drill like this, something to remove the air inside your tire. We use a screwdriver for the air valve. You'll need a key for the tire, and you'll need Allen keys to split open your mag. The first step is going to be to remove the brake from the rear wheel. So we're going to show you how to really detach the brake and have access to the screw of the wheel. After that, we're going to loose the wheel and remove the motor from the scooter. And after that, we're going to show you how to split open the mag and the motor to have better access to the air tube inside the tires. After that, we'll reassemble everything and show you then how to tighten all the screw to be sure everything is safe and secure. So the first thing you want to do is remove the rear brake on the wheel. This is a drum brake, so you need to detach the lever here. So you want to turn this adjustment screw counterclockwise, like this. You move the lever backward, like this. You can remove the spring, pass the brake cable like this. You also need to remove this screw. This is what is holding the drum brake on the suspension arm. After that, you want to undo those both. Those are the one holding the wheel in place. So just take the keys, turn it counterclockwise, like so. Be careful to not lose this washer. This is a secure washer to be sure your wheel is not moving or you do not over tight the wheel when you tight it in place. Alright, the last thing you need to do on this side is removing the air valve, or just remove the air from the tire. So I'm undoing the air valve to leak all the air from the tires. That way it's going to be softer, and it's the only way to remove the tire. You can use a small object to just leak the air from the valve like this. Or if you have one of those screwdrivers, you can just remove the air valve and it's going to be easier that way. I'm just turning it like this. That's everything on this side. We're going to flip the scooter on the other side to show you what you need to do on the other side. The first thing you want to do is remove this cap. Like this, you can access the bolt that is holding the motor in place. You turn this bolt counterclockwise, like so. You lose it enough to be able to remove the washer underneath. After that, you want to unplug the motor connector. The last thing you want to do is remove the bracket that is holding the motor wire in place. So just remove this small screw. And that's it. After that, you are ready to remove the whole motor from the scooter. So to remove the motor, you just need to pull it backward like this and make sure you're holding the drum brake in place because it can open really easily. We will remove the 6 screw holding the rim together because you can split it open. I suggest you remove the brake, the drum brake, to have more access to the screws. So you can use an Allen key for this. So it's those 6 screws. They are the outside screws. Make sure to not undo those because those are the ones holding the motor together and we don't want to split open the motor, really just the rim. Yeah, so now that I've removed all the screws, I'm gonna be able to split the mag open, so split it in 2 pieces. Like that, it's gonna be easier to change the tire. So you're gonna be able to remove the tire on this side and put it back instead of using tools and everything and damaging the wheel. So you can just push on the tire, like so. Might not be the easiest thing to do the first time since everything is so tight with Loctite and everything. So just wiggle it around and it's gonna come about. So you can split it open like this. As you can see, one portion of the rim is on this side and the other portion is on this side. So like this, it's gonna be way easier to change the inner tire because you have access to it right here. So right now you can just remove the remaining part of the mag like this, and you can easily remove the air valve inside like this. And that's it. You're ready to put the new one in, and after that you just close everything back. So to put it back, firstly you want to put it inside the tires. Make sure you put it fully in, like that you will not pinch it against the rim and cause a new flat tires. So push it inside like this the more you can. Oh, should look like this. Okay, so there's two holes in the rim. You want to locate them. It's those one, and this is where the air valve's gonna go through. So make sure that when you're installing the new tire, you put the air valve through those holes. So the first step is to put it on the motor side, like so. After that, you take the portion of the rim with the hole, align it with the air valve, like this, up. You also want to make sure you're not pinching the air tube between the two parts of the rim. So just look out for like an extra rubber sticking out. Here everything will look perfect. All right, so you want to hold the rim close, like together, the two portions of the rim, and begin to put the screw in. You do not want to tighten them fully. It's really just to align the rim when you put the first screw, because if you tighten one right now, the rim's gonna be like bent on one side. You want it to be fully seated, all straight. So begin by putting all the screw in before tightening anything. I also suggest you do a star pattern when you tighten the screw, so always do the opposite one. Like this, you'll be sure it's going straight and perfect. All right, I just finished putting all the screw back on the rim. So right now I'm gonna tighten them, like I said, by doing an opposite pattern. So this one, this one, this one, this one, and that one, that one. After that, you want to put back the drum brake in place. So it should go in fairly easy. Next step is to put back the motor on the scooter. So to put back the motor on the scooter, you just need to watch out for those washers. They need to go over the suspension arm, not under it, really on top of it. So the little dent that you see on the washer go lock in place like this. So I'm securing the wheel with those washers like this, putting back the nut like this. Same thing on the other side. Before tightening those, we'll put back the brake just to make sure everything is perfect. So just move the brake line behind this little gap like this. So you want to pass this rod through the little cylinder that you can see here. It's gonna go like this. The cylinder goes to need in the brake arm like this. So you can move it backward, fit the rod inside, and also, so you can move it backward, put the spring on the rod, put it back through the hole of the cylinders, and you need to push it with your thumbs and screw back the adjustment screw. You turn it clockwise until it reached the cylinder like this. We'll adjust it later, so don't worry about it. Okay, you also want to make sure that you're putting back the screw that is holding the drum brake in place on the suspension arm. So just make sure you align the little hole for the screw with the hole on the suspension arm and put back the screw like this. So one of the last steps is to tighten back the screw that is holding the motor in place. So you can take 18 millimeters keys to do it. Just turn it clockwise. Don't worry about over tightening it because the washer you put under it is gonna prevent that. So you can tighten it as much as you can and it will be fine. Just make sure the wheel is spinning freely after that. This. Perfect. If you remove the air valve, you can now put it back in. So, like so, and just screw in. On this side, you need to plug back the motor connector. So just look for the little arrow on the connector and align them and press it until the line in front of the arrow reach the other side of the connector, like so. Make sure to put back the bracket that is holding the wire of the motor in place. Put it under the bracket, not the other way around where the wire is going to be on top. This is really the way to go. That's it. I'm going to now tighten the screw of the motor. Again, turn it clockwise and don't worry about over tightening it because of the washer underneath is going to protect it anyway. So tighten it as much as you can. So just make sure the wheel is spinning freely like this. This means it's perfect. And now we're going to go back on the other side and I'm going to show you how to adjust the rear drum brake. So to adjust the rear brake, you want to turn on the scooter and make the wheel spin, and at the same time turn the adjustment screw like this, and you're gonna start hearing the brake pad rubbing against the drum, and that means it's too tight, so we're gonna lose it a little bit and it's gonna be perfect. So to tighten the drum brake, you want to pull the spring like this and turn the adjustment screw like this. You can do it like 5 turns at a time. For the first adjustment, like this, you can try after that by applying the throttle and try to hear like rubbing sound. Now you can hear it's rubbing against the drum. That means it's not good, it's too tight. So to lose it, you do the same thing, pull on the spring, turn maybe 2 turns counterclockwise, try again. You can see it's already better, but still not perfect. It's still too tight. So again, 2 turns. So now it's not rubbing anymore, but we'll see on the brake handle if it feels tight enough for what we want. So now it feels good on the handle. The brake looks perfect. It's not rubbing inside the drum brake. So everything is done. The only thing you need to do is put back the air inside the tire, and that's it. So now to inflate the tires, I'm just gonna plug the pump on the valve. And now I'm inflating the tires. You want to reach 50 psi. This is for most of our scooter, it's always the sweet spot. So now the tire is hard, feels good, you're ready to go. Don't forget to put back the cap on the air valve. This is preventing the dust and just all the thing on the road to go inside the air valve and damaging it. For any technical question about your scooters or repair, I'm the one answering it, so you can just hook me up at support@apolloscooters.co. Thank you very much. Have a good